Hello, everybody. Welcome to my October collective reading. My name's Madeline, and I started doing monthly readings for the last, I guess this is 3 months in a row, so stoked about that. I really enjoy reading tarot cards and sharing the intuitive messages that I get, and I really feel like we have a lot more in common than we think, and so when we can talk through experiences and talk about solutions or talk about ways to go about things, I think we can really help each other out. So I just like sharing, and I just started recording basically what I was doing by myself. So I hope you like these. If you've tuned in, you've kind of seen a theme of, definitely career money oriented material. August was about equanimity, but really September got into what is our relationship to work and why do we feel like we need to sell our souls to go do this thing that we all collectively agreed upon. So anyways, without further ado, let's get into October. So I got my cards out and I've got my little spread. So the first question is, what do we need to step back from this month? And so we pulled the Four of Coins. And this card typically, at least for me, I got that we need to step away from, and kind of really continuing on that message, clinging too tight or holding on too tight. And this could be specifically about money, but really just attachment in general, our idea that if things don't work out exactly the way that I'm like really hoping they do, then everything's gonna fall apart. And wisdom teaches you that's not true. Wisdom teaches you that everything ends up working out. And I know that's a pretty general statement, but things typically turn out to be a lot better than we worry about or think about. And so really, I feel like the Four of Coins in this specific message is talking about maybe letting go of some of our beliefs or letting go of some of our rigid ways of thinking. And I think that might kind of open up more throughout as we get through the rest of the reading. But for now, really just stepping away from or just becoming aware of how tightly we are so fixated on either a certain outcome or, things going a certain way. Let's just step back and notice and become aware of and really reflect on, just because at least I've learned in my experience, the looser the grip, and really if you're familiar, the Chariot is a lot about this too. Like when you loosen the grip, you're more in flow and there's not this like energy of resistance. And yeah, it's definitely a lot easier said than done, but I think just by becoming aware that we even do it is a really great step in the first place. So number 2 is, what do I need to step towards for the month ahead? And this is really cool because we got the 10 of Cups. Oh, I love the little sun shining through on it. So what that means is, this is the card about everything working out, everything being amazing. There's a rainbow, there's a happy family. Life is amazing. And so for us moving towards that, it's really about shifting the energy towards what would that look like for us individually, or also at the same time collectively. I think we have this power to create the reality we want and really get clear and specific on what that means. And we can also do that when we are thinking collectively, because I just believe that when we are all kind of individually figuring out our shit, then we can help other people figure theirs out too. And we all got shit, trust me. So moving away from this idea of restriction and scarcity, and really shifting our attention to how is this amazing, awesome, experience that I am longing for, how is that already present? Or maybe there are some themes that are already present in my life. And that's something I have to remember too in my own journey. And I think as we navigate shifting and rewriting new pathways, like if all of our lives we've thought these specific thoughts and chose to go this way down the fork instead of this way, like we're gonna have a lot more stuff to work with than simply just going off to this new path. So becoming aware of our tendency to cling and to assume scarcity and to assume that we have to hold on to what we have now, because if we lose it then we're effed. And I think some of the message coming through is, well, let's not focus on that scarcity. Let's actually focus on what complete and utter bliss would feel like. What is that? Because if someone asks us, our first answer is like, I don't know. I don't know what bliss looks like for me. And I'm still figuring it out for myself. I know my definition of bliss includes less struggle and less stress and more confidence and more ease. And so I definitely know I'm creating that. But if I focus too much on how things are not working out, or how, I'm not earning enough or doing enough, then I go down that narrative instead of like, oh, well, what am I doing right? Because I've been doing so many things right. And I personally have had the tendency to focus on what's not right, or, we're being asked to choose another way and to start dreaming and to start thinking about what it is. Because life is freaking short. Even if we are alive for 100 years, if you zoom out, especially like when looking at the universal timeline, like 100 years is nothing. 100 years is nothing. If you ever want to get really wild, there's a YouTube video called Journey to the End of Time. And it's like this beautiful image video thingy created to kind of show what physicists and philosophers and really everybody, scientists, focus in that area of like what's gonna happen when the sun burns out. Like, how long is that actually gonna be? It's freaking cool. It's only 30 minutes. Amazing. Okay, so what do we need to know about additionally moving forwards? Now, here is where things might get a little weird. Now, if you follow me, I talk about the Tower card a lot. And upright, like it looks really... there's a building on fire and people are like it looks like the end of the world. And so what I kind of got from this was we collectively are experiencing this earth shattering is coming to my mind, but this falling away of things that aren't working. And I know that we always talk about this. It feels like everybody's always talking about this, but really that's life. It's like we're perpetually shedding these old ways of being. Even if you look at the whole, our cells die every 7 years. Like, think about how many cells that is, and think about how many cells that are dying and regenerating. Like, crazy. This is giving us this additional information to share that we are going through this tower moment. And it could feel like things are melting, falling apart, on fire, and things like that. And so I was kind of curious when I did the initial reading of what either direction or any more, just kind of what the tower moment is referring to. And I drew the King of Cups. So really what that means for me is we might be experiencing instances where we are being faced with challenges and tests, if you want to call it, and not tests like punishments, but just kind of like a revisiting of themes in our lives. And the King of Cups is really about I mean, definitely living from the heart and leading from the heart as well, but we could be either resisting or really rubbing against how to do that and how it may have not panned out in the past, and we are having to figure out new ways to lead from the heart. And sometimes leading from the heart is, I mean, really leading from the heart is always pretty freaking scary. And that's not to deter you from doing it, because it's totally worth it. It's just, it can feel like a tower moment many times. And I think this is just kind of this supportive information of just like, don't resist what is falling apart. You know, we're on this journey of moving from scarcity to abundance. And if you don't like the word abundance, just like everything we've ever wanted, we are conditioned to really feel like we have to hold on and that there's not enough. But when we are leading from the heart, and when we are setting our boundaries and really honoring ourselves and still being respectful and compassionate, but like, we are going to come up to these old parts of ourselves that might not have led from the heart and might not have set these boundaries and might not have really put their foot down. And so I think it's just kind of guiding us towards, you are on your path, just don't let the utter destruction freak you out or put you in a state of fear or worry. To really just continue to lead from the heart, and as we do so, these parts of us that are not aligned with us or moving forward with us, those will continue to fall away. But we must trust the process, and we must not resist that. We must continue to let these parts fall away. Number 4, how will this be in my best interest? And you know, we got the Temperance card. I love this one. It's awesome. I'm really just into the whole, if you haven't noticed, intersection of, goodness gracious, spirituality and this earthly realm. Like, it seems like it's like this little playground. But anyways, so this being in our best interest is in order to create this harmony and this balance that we've been longing for. You know, like, if we want to bring in all of these amazing, blissful things into our life, we do have to let go of scarcity, and we do have to let go of these old ways that we're sabotaging ourselves or actually working against what we really want. And I think all of this is coming to pull us back into this grander scale of equilibrium. And equilibrium is just kind of like base, like neutral. If it's a seesaw, equilibrium would be when it's still, when it's not moving. And I'm just learning and I still don't really even know what's true. I'm just going off of what I'm experiencing. So I think we just are being called to, if we are zooming out and we're like, okay, I want more balance in my life, we have to get rid of the stuff that's not balance or not adding to this harmonious way of being. And we have to trust that we are going to experience some things that feel scary and feel challenging and feel really hard. But these are all helping us get closer to who we truly are and how we can truly live our lives to the fullest and the freest and without any extra baggage. Because we already got a lot of baggage, and the more bags we can unload, the better, if you know what I mean. Number 5, what should I be building on for the month ahead? And I love it. I love that the sun just got a little brighter, but we got the Magician. So how we can be building on this is to remember our power, to remember how we shape our reality. These pathways that we continue to go down, i.e. a negative thought loop or something like that, when we continue to believe that, it's going to continue to show up. And when we choose to believe something else, or choose to remember that we create our reality, and we can really create our days full of blessings and surprises and amazingness, we can begin to shape how we experience life. I think this month is calling us to remember that, to continue building on this trust and continue building this idea that we have all of these tools. Look at all those tools. They have each one of the suits, the sword, the wand, the coin, and the cup. This magician knows how to use all these tools and knows exactly when it's time to use them. And yeah, just continue building on this identity in ourselves, because we all have the power to make really cool shit. And I think a lot of us have forgotten that. And so this month we're being called to remember that, and to remember that this life that we want is not as far off as we think it is. And there's so much possibility and amazingness when we just choose to grow that and to build it. Yeah. And I'm gonna start shuffling my other deck because I like seeing what the other messages are that come in, but I did it on the last reading. They're just like these cool thingies. Okay, what do I need this month? Oh, I'm like, sorry, I'm being silly. Okay, and as we finish that, the last part of the monthly collective reading is the energy that we should embrace as a shield of protection, armor on our days that we don't feel the best or strongest. So this is just kind of any extra wisdom or guidance that we can use to continue to build this month. And yes, so we got the 7 of Wands reversed, and 7s are typically this idea of kind of revisiting, reevaluating, reflecting. Just, we've come this far and we need to make sure we're reflecting. And I think this is just asking us to embrace this energy of really just staying mindful of how much energy we're putting into things, and how much, if it's forceful, if it's clinging, kind of going back to the beginning, like really just paying attention to what our energy is. And if we're not already doing that, then it's a call to remember that, because this does act as a form of protection when we know what we're giving our energy to, i.e. negative thought loops, versus what we are investing in, so like if you're not already, just bring to your awareness where you're choosing to spend your energy, where you're choosing to invest in work and doing and all these things. Where are you doing that? And where, if it's not the way you want it to, where could you begin investing your energy? And that's kind of just like the basics of how we can rewrite these beliefs that we have. So I'm super into, like I said, the kind of intersection of science and spirituality. Well, I guess I said earthly, but really science. And so I did my undergrad in psychology, the focus in neuroscience. And anyways, this is really the where the new paths get created in this revisiting and reevaluating of where have I been focusing my energy, and is it where I want it to be? Is it in alignment with what I'm trying to create? Or is it, for example, am I continuing to say, oh, I'm not making enough money, I'm broke, which is by then like creating that, because you're just like, I am broke, and then your brain's going to be like, oh, well, you're broke, and it goes down there. But if we were to evaluate that and really say, oh man, I say a lot of things that don't match up with what I want, if I do want to have enough money to support myself and my family and my family and my kids, and where are we spending that energy? Where are we saying those things that don't align? Because until we know and until we're aware, that stuff's just happening and we have no idea. But when we are like, oh, wow, like I've been ruminating a lot lately, or I've been focused on how horrible my experience has been, try to see if you can start thinking new things. And you don't have to automatically be like, oh, well, everything's perfect, even though it's not or it doesn't feel like it. This is kind of where the personalization and the individuality of it all is like, we're all different people, so only you can find out what you need in a specific. I mean, you can always do it with the help of people, but like no one's able to tell you what you need without you knowing it in your heart, if that makes sense. So I hope that resonated. Definitely resonated for me. And let's see, I'm gonna pull a couple more just to see if there's any other messages that would be lovely for us to. I'm gonna pull a couple. Yeah, sorry this is late. I went to a con and got back I think on the 1st, and I was just zooted and had to go straight back to work and all that stuff. But okay, I got 2 cards and let's see. Oh, a third came out. Okay, so we got color, symbols, and honor you. And if you don't have any objection, I'm gonna read them. So let's do color first. Oh my god, it's like a beautiful fall picture. What an October card. Okay. Each color of the light spectrum. Here, I'll hold it so you can see it if you want to, or pause it. Okay. Each color of the light spectrum has its own ray and its own energetic vibration, which interact with and affect our personal energetic vibration. Color can have a profound effect on your mood, vitality, and well-being. Today, experience the creative, healing, and calming effect that a color meditation brings. Sit quietly and connect to your breath. Imagine you are sitting under a celestial, magical, vibrant rainbow filled with many colors. Allow each pearlescent and opalescent color to flow over and through you. Gold, silver, copper, platinum, violet, purple, magenta, lilac, indigo, blue, pink, emerald green, yellow, orange, red, and ruby. Breathe the colors in one by one and sit in each color as long as you need to. Let them all pass through and dissolve away into the light around you, into oneness. As your light channel expands, feel magic and tingling sensations moving through you, healing and soothing all of you. Connect to your breath and move back into your day with added energy, balance, and creativity. Know the treasure at the end of the rainbow resides within you. That's crazy. I love that. That's like a big realization. Goodness, I need some Wawa. That I've had lately is just there are so many different facets of the rainbow or the light spectrum, and we need all of these facets to experience the totality. And I see us humans as being those little facets too. Okay, let's do symbols next. Ooh, 25 minutes. Okay. Symbols are the language of the universe. Our subconscious and the collective unconscious. As you move upon your life path, everything you notice is a sign from your higher self to heal, balance, and enjoy your life. You have the ability to read and understand your own signs and symbols. This is your secret language, your wise guidance pointing you in the direction of your dreams and desires. As you understand and accept this, the whispers of your heart become louder, and information will come to you in various forms and ways that may surprise you. However, you will recognize this information because of the way it makes you feel. It may feel like tingles or a knowing you can't explain or understand at the time. However, it will feel significant. I love this stuff so much. Okay. And the last card is Honor You. Honor and love your physical and non-physical self, the body, mind, and spirit. Allow them all to move into balance as you realize all have equal importance. You are not your mind, you are not your body, and you are not your spirit. You are all of these together, a beautiful combination that the universe celebrates as you. Feel this and celebrate the amazing relationship you have with you, for this is the most important relationship you will ever experience, and everything else in this reality is a reflection of that. Close your eyes and place your hands at your heart. Say to yourself, I love you. I accept you as you are important, and your life counts. Feel the words resonate through you, illuminating the star within your heart. You are what you are. It is time to fully accept the beautiful physical and spiritual being that you are. No more resistance and putting yourself through pain by trying to be something you are not. Feel your star radiating unconditional love and light to every cell in your body. Feel enlivened, harmonized, and loved in the presence of your sacred heart. Let all be as it is. That was so good. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here. So that's all I got for today. Thanks so much for listening and being here to listen to the message. I want to know what you thought, and if you any parts spoke out to you, or if you have any comments to add. But I'll catch you in November and see you next time. Bye.